I've been streaming 8 years on my other channel. I've had a couple of thousand at best and about 80 at worst. Now, admittedly, this wasn't meant to start for another 3 minutes. Well, there's the missus on the phone. That's going to be difficult. I'm going to mute myself. See you in a minute. And we're back. So I'm going to cut myself some slack because it's not meant to start for a couple of minutes. I wonder if people can actually find the link. Have I done this correctly? Members only, there's the link. This could be interesting. Not sure why the lockpicking community. Obviously, it could just be me they're not interested in. But having a lockpicking community online would be amazing. Imagine, like, at the end of every stream, right, what locks and lockpicks have you got that you no longer want? Everyone puts it in the chat. Oh, I've got a Yale leashy I'm done with. Someone else might say, oh, I've got I've got a Tessa T60 lock I'm done with. And then people can get put together, swap things, exchange things. I've got Lockpicking Legend at Gmail. Ping your email to me. Say that someone agreed that you want to swap. I'll exchange your emails for you. And then you just take it from there. I mean, with all the usual precautions of doing things like that, there has to be a level of trust. But with my other channel, there is a level of trust. So those kinds of things work. Loads of people have met each other on my other channel. So far, this is just me. Although it's still not started. It's starting in 1 minute. So if one person turns up in 1 minute, I'll be let off. I'm wondering whether there's problems with my internet. Any excuse. Well, it has officially started and I am on my Jack Jones. Can you imagine what it's like talking to yourself? I mean, it's like having a radio station, but without a transmitter or a microphone. I mean, I was a stand-up comic for 10 years, so I could probably pull it off, but pull it off steady. This is crazy. What I can't work out is maybe I've set it up wrong because we've got 42 members. And I think it was, who was it? Davis Planeswalker. Someone gave out a lot of free memberships in the last one as well. I don't know why people would become a member and not turn up. Maybe it's just the timing. Let me see if that link works. Yep, the link. Yep, I can see myself. I can hear myself. Well, this could be odd. I mean, how long am I going to sit tight? Imagine you're the first person to come in here. It was funny, actually. I think I suggested I was going to do a membership thing. A couple of days later, Lock Noob said he was thinking of doing a membership thing. And he'd done a poll. And it was like, people were like, yeah, I'm not really up for it. He was offering, what was it? Seeing his content earlier, which I don't think that's very attractive because I don't care. If I like watching lockpicking videos, obviously not a lot of them though, not as much as I used to. They all got a bit samey, which is why I made this channel. But getting to see it a week earlier is not going to attract me, and I think he knocked it on the head. I promised I'll give this 6 months. Someone's in. Whoever you are, show thyself in the chat. It's just me and you now, mate. If that goes to 0, look, they're going to go, fuck this. Excuse my French. Just do the off. Say something. No way. It's Weatherman. He saved the day. It's just me and you tonight, son. I mean, the stream is only 2 minutes old. I started it about 5 minutes early, Weatherman. There you go. I was just saying, there's like 42 members. They've all paid a couple of quid. Here's Eleanor. Oh, hello, Eleanor. Oh, I tell you what, I was losing a bit of faith then. I was just saying that Lock Noob, he's another YouTuber, Lockpicker, Eleanor. He said he was going to do some kind of membership thing, and he done a poll, and he decided against it. And when I was sitting on my own a couple of minutes ago, I could see why. I've got some wicked clips to show you as well. I mean, it's already midnight here. I've had a terrible day's work. Look at the community. Weatherman said hello, Eleanor. Eleanor said hello, Weatherman. I tell you what, I've met the pair of you online in the last couple of months, and both lovely people. So I've got a big bottle of water here. I'm going to have a sip of that and a drink to community. I mean, it is nice that people. I mean, what is it? $2.99, about £2.50 English. I said I'd do one of these a month, and last month I done 3. And the first one, I think there was about 8 people. The second one, 12. The last one was absolutely banging. Maybe it's just the time. I mean, where are you, Weatherman? You're UK. Eleanor, where are you? Eleanor's having a cup of tea. Well, it's not. Do you know what I mean? £2.50 for what? Each one was about 2 hours long. I think that's a relatively good value. I'm just going to mute myself while I have a little cough. Oh, that sounds familiar. I think you said that last time. Maybe it's just a time, and Eleanor's up. Right, let me try and guess where that is. What's that? Birmingham? Is Birmingham the West Midlands? I'm not so... Well, with a name like Eleanor Walmsley... I used to live in Walmsley Road, Eleanor, in Leeds when I'd done my master's degree. And I've got nothing bad to say about Leeds, but it was the worst 2 years of my life. Nick's turned up like an absolute legend. Look, Nick, there's 4 of us here now. I started the stream a little bit early, stupidly, really, because I was gabbing away to myself. I've got some clips, but they're just downloading. I thought rather than rely on YouTube staying open, I'll put them all on one, what do you call it? One sort of like video. But I left it running instead of pausing, and so there was about half hour of nonsense. So I clipped it. It's on 60%, so we can get into those clips. Legendary, of course. I mean, I love it. I'll talk to 3 people, and I love it. I'm sitting here. My girlfriend's worked all day at the gym. She's not a kip, but she's not coming around here. Eleanor said which is always nice. I mean, it's important to assert yourself, Eleanor. We spoke earlier, didn't we, Nick? We spoke earlier in the comments to a video. I tell you what, people, I've got a video exclusive. I've got a short that I'm not going to release because I'm going to put out a discount code. The pic that it sort of shows, which is a very fine pic, I've managed to get a discount code. So it's a really cool video. I can't believe I can't put it out, but it will go out next week. But you lot can see it, and you're going to be like, whoa, it's really weird. I know the shorts are going bonkers, but people seem to be enjoying them. Eleanor says this. Hang on, let me put my readers on. Can't see anything. Nice. Let's start from the beginning. Bourne, Ireland, moved to Rochdale, Preston, Lichfield, Birmingham, now Dudley-ish. Okay, so that really is that sort of Western. Is it? Do you say Western Seaboard, or is that just the Southern Seaboard? I wanted to sound clever then and say Seaboard. Who was that band a few years ago? They were signed to British Sea Power. That's it. Anyone ever listen to any British Sea Power? Put your favourite bands in the chat. Let's start. I am just waiting for these clips to download, people, and then we'll get into it. What's the last music you listened to through choice, though? Through choice. Steady, Nick. She sounds. Who's she? The cat's mother, Eleanor. Sounds like us. Been about a bit. Good Lord. Yeah, Eleanor. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said it. They say something like when they refer to Britain, they talk about the. Hang on. I really should have ChatGPT open for these kinds of questions. But I'm sure people talk about things like the Eastern Seaboard. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I don't. Yeah. Eastern Seaboard. Oh, that's New Zealand. East coast of the United States. Yeah, look, the east coast of the United States, also known as the Eastern Seaboard. Here we go. Why do they call it the Eastern Seaboard? Doesn't really tell you. Oh, okay. With America. Oh, we've learned something already. The Eastern Seaboard, this is regarding America, consists of the original 13 colonies, all of which face the Atlantic, although 3 of their 4 offshoots, Vermont, Maine, West Virginia, and Kentucky, do not. That is all except Maine. It was the board from which America sprang. That's the origin of the phrase Eastern Seaboard. And then here, what is considered the Eastern Seaboard in Australia? These are the mainland states of Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland, and the Isle of Tasmania. So that is what your seaboard is. It's your block of territories that are by the sea. In a way, Margate is the southeastern seaboard. Black Dolphins turned up. Charlie Sparkles is here. We're just going through last music. I'm just waiting for the clips to download, people. Right, what music did you last hear? Weatherman, The Clash. Nice, very old school. Keeping it real. Nick's all over the shop. The Kinks, Deep Purple. What's the famous Deep Purple one? Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Is that Deep Purple, or have I confused it for a different band? Yeah, Kinks. I'll have the Kinks over Deep Purple all day long. Charlie Sparkles, couldn't say it. Charlie Sparkles, who's actually a singer, says the Eels are my fave. I don't think I've heard any. Weatherman likes a bit of ska. You know, first record I ever bought, single, was The Specials, A Message to You, Rudy. Great tune. You must know it. Of course you know it. Rudy, bam, 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 a message to you, Rudy. However, it's got that lovely little bit. But the B-side, you know, I'm just a kid. I only bought it because I like the two-tone logo. You know, I was like 8. Mum or Nan bought me a record token for Christmas. I mean, you know, just give me the money. Why have you made me have to buy a record? If you were a true caring Nan, you would have said, here, look, this is cash and you can buy anything you want. But instead, you've made an 8-year-old However, as the story develops, you see it actually turned out nice, because that very cool two-tone logo with the pork pie hat and the black wraparounds, that's what done it for me, and the nice little whistle. And I get home and I put on the Message to You, Rudy, and it's obviously been on the radio at the time, so I recognised it. But if I remember rightly, the B-side was Rude Boys Out of Jail by Neville Staples. And to this day, it is one of my favourite tracks. Do you know it? Who said Scar? Was that Weatherman or Nick's Picks? I can't remember who said Scar now. I was gibbering for so long. Hang on. Does anyone know that song? He said he was a getaway driver, and there's pianos going dang 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 dang. It's just insanity. I remember my old man coming in from work and it was on, and I was like 8. There's me saying who said Scar, and it was the message was up on the screen. Lovely to have you here, Black Dolphin. Absolutely amazing. We have got a full-blown party in the house. Yeah, madness. Does that sort of stuff still happens? What does that mean? Is that even a question? Does that sort of stuff still happens? Do people still buy record vouchers, or what they call vouchers, record tokens? Oi, Weatherman, you know you left a message in one of those Bump Fiend videos, and I responded to you, but I think I responded to you from a different account. I forgot about Bump Fiend, that channel, because I've got loads of lockpicking channels from like 15, 16 years ago. Not loads, but about 5. And I sort of forget them occasionally. And I thought, I might have to, if I remember rightly, there's a load of other videos that were in private on that one. That I just, in those days, you didn't know whether lockpicking was going to be allowed on the internet, on YouTube at least. I think there's a load of videos in private, so I thought I'll log in. I haven't got the login details. I haven't got the password. I haven't got the username. I tried all of them. It is Black Sabbath, isn't it? Oh Lord, maybe I've never heard of. Maybe I've never heard any Deep Purple. What are the hits? Yeah, it is excellent. Oh, hang on though. So Weatherman was on the Bump Fiend video. Was it Rude Boys Out of Jail or a Message to You, Rudy? Did I have it on in the background or something? Fair point, Eleanor. Okay, the clips have downloaded, so we'll get into them in a minute. I'll give people a little chance to get in. Rat Race, is that the specials? You're only working for the Rat Race. It's quite a miserable song. First album, that's my chair squeaking, by the way, people. Not my intestines getting into gear. We've got another one turn up. Someone else has turned up. Amazing. Let's see if they pop in the chat and say hello. Judge Roughneck. Yeah, all that lot. That's it. I think Judge Roughneck and... Oh, Judge Roughneck does Rat Race, did he? Or is it Judge Roughneck and Neville Staples, Rude Boys Out of Jail? Wait, Weatherman, here's a funny story for you. This might blow your mind. I had a record deal once. I had a publishing deal. We were managed by the company that deal with Radiohead's merch. Alex James from Blur was going to produce the first 3 singles. And Carl Hyde Smythe, aka Chaz Smash from Madness, he set up a little recording company called Rolled Gold Records, and they signed us. So we had them doing the recording contract. We had the Radiohead lot doing management, Alex doing production, and I can't remember who the publishing lot were, but it all went to pot. It went downhill rapidly. And I ruined it, to be honest with you. I doubt these people have heard any of my music. I've played quite a lot of them on my other channel. No, I don't want to save that. I don't want. I'm just closing some windows now, people, and we will get into the clips. But yeah, Chas Smash. He come all the way down to Exeter. I was living down in Totnes at the time. No, I wasn't. I was living in Soho, but the band, the guitarist, lived in Exeter, and he got us a gig in Exeter. It was our first gig, and Chas Smash, you know, the sax player and singer from Madness, occasional singer, One Step Beyond. Him and a couple of his people came all the way down to Exeter, saw our first ever gig, because we used to send them just tapes that we'd made on Logic, not tapes, but you know, I don't know what it would have been then, pen drives or something, USBs. But we'd never played a live gig in our life. So when he said, all right, when's your next gig? I'll come and see you. We were like, oh, so we got a bass player and a drummer, got a few songs together with them, taught them the licks. And that was our first ever gig. And Chas Smash afterwards, he went, well, I'm going to sign you. And we were already being managed by the Radiohead lot. And it was like, wow. And then the second gig, about 6 months later, everyone dropped us because I turned up about 5 hours later, not knowing me arse from the elbow. Sabbath are the original Smoke on the Water. Good Lord. Nick says, I love Madness. Can't think of a bad song they did. I used to drink with Suggs' mother. Suggs as well occasionally. Suggs used to drink quite frequently in the French House. I think French House on Dean Street. Again, Soho. But his mother, what's her name, bless her? Oh, no. Not that she's likely to hear this, but that's a bad one. As I get older. What's her name? Eddie. Her name's Eddie, that's it. Crazy thing, Eddie. You know, she was about in her 60s when I knew her. She had this sort of long, like, white hair, you know, but down over her shoulders. Liked to drink, like the Soho crowd tend to. But she used to drink in the Colony Room Club further up Dean Street. Good times out, actually. It's called the Dean Street Shuffle. You start at the Colony Room Club, and probably the best members club I've ever been to. I had a membership there. Apart from this one, of course, this is so elitist. It's just the 5 of us. But you'd go to the Colony Rooms and you'd get absolutely smashed, because those old members clubs in Soho, they opened at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the reason they'd done it was there was a loophole in the law. If anyone is older than about 45 or 50, you'll remember the boozers used to close at 3 o'clock. You'd have to go home and wait for them to reopen at 6 or 7, was it? Just ridiculous. Like almost, well, I was going to say medieval, but in medieval times, I'm sure they were free to drink all day and night. So the loophole was, if it was a club, if it was a members club, you could carry on serving drinks. So that's why there was a load of members clubs in Soho, because all the media people who don't do a lot of work, they just wanted to get drunk all day. And so the Dean Street Shuffle would start in the Colony Room. And then when you're done there, you go downstairs, turn left, walk about 5 meters, and then you've got the Groucho Club. Go in there. Julie Burchill smashing the place up, being very funny. Lovely woman, hilarious. In her day, I liked Julie Burchill. And then straight down, and then you've got the French House, not a members club, but one of the smallest boozers in the world. And because people know it's small, the regulars get in early, so it's tourists outside. Might as well be a members club. They didn't used to sell pints. I think they've changed that now, just because of trying to keep their heads above fiscal water, shall we say. And then when the French House chucked you out, you'd carry on down Dean Street and you'd finish the night in Jerry's, a little members club in between the French House and Shaftesbury Avenue. And I tell you what, I had some lock-ins there, man. Some of the weirdest nights of my life. Sold a bit of weed to Peter O'Toole. Those were the days. Hey, I mean, what happened to England? Who else is in? I'm waiting for that extra number. Right, let's have a look, see what's being said in the chat. Here we go. Right, yep, Smoke on the Water. Speed King is another good Deep Purple tune. I don't know him at all, to be honest with you. Nick supports that. Perfect Strangers. Look at these two just jamming the purple. I bet you're good at licks, Steady. I don't know. Perfect Strangers is another Weatherman. Love that tune. I don't know what that, Nick, I don't know what that refers to, so I'm a bit... yeah, I am. Oh, no one in the chat is... Yeah, I'm really old. I'm really getting there. And I'll tell you what, it was all going fine until I was about 45. And then when you get to 50, you're just like, hang on a minute. When I wake up, why do I feel like I've got an hangover? I haven't had a drink in 7 months. Oh, there you go, Nick. You know the story then. Not a fan of Frank Zappa, I must say, Weatherman. I don't get on. I quite like some of the Mothers of Invention. But Frank Zappa on his own, I found it a bit cringe. But it's all subjective, isn't it? I mean, you know. Weatherman says more freaks, please. Is that a tune? Yeah. All that crowd used to drink down there. I mean, I try not to grass them all up. You get to my other streams for all that kind of info. Never met Bowie, actually. Not that you were suggesting I had. Right, I'm going to kick into these what are they called? Clips. Let's have a look at these. I've tried to have a variety of things. There are a couple of lockpicking. I'm just getting my notes out here because I've written them down. There's only a few clips. There is a little bit. Oh, maybe there isn't, or maybe I just forgot to write it down. There is a little bit of lockpicking in these clips, but I just want us all to hang out. What I really want, and like I said, I'll give this 6 months. This is month 2. If by the 6th month, so December, January, February, March, April, May, if by May we get a regular 40 people, I'll keep doing it. But I'm not going to do it. Well, I'll still do the occasional one, but you know, I've been working all day. It's Friday night. You know, it's lovely to have the 5 of you here. Someone else has just turned up, which is nice. But what ideally, it would be lovely to have a chat, show some clips, have a laugh, do some interviews. I think what's her name, Lady Locks. I'm going to interview Lady Locks on here, probably the next one. She's up for it. I spoke to Bosnian Bill, see if he'd come on for an interview, but he said he hasn't picked a lock in 2 years. And I didn't say it to him, but I said, that doesn't matter. You'll pull the crowds. But I'm going to get Mark Tobias on. He's just released a new book. Mark Tobias is a legend in the lockpicking scene. I think I spoke a little bit about him last time. Hello, Packer. Good to see you, son. You haven't missed a lot. I'm about to run into the clips. Packer, was it easy to find the link and all that, or was it a bit, or anyone? Was it a bit confusing, or there's not another way of doing it, really? But if I can get 40 people in regularly, I'll keep it up. You know, I say that if there's 30 regulars by May, I'll probably still do it. But wouldn't it be amazing if at the nice one, Nick. Yeah, I give the instructions out. You got notified. That's interesting. I wonder if the members got notified. I mean, just the members. What would be ideal though? Imagine you've got 50 or 60 lockpickers in here. And I couldn't think of anything worse. But at the end of the stream, dedicate 10-15 minutes to a swap. Any tools you've got. Oh, Eleanor got a notification, so members must get notified. That's interesting. Or maybe everyone gets notified, but only members can see the link. Okay. Thanks for the info. That helps. But yeah, at the end of the stream, I mean, even with the few lock pickers in here now, Weatherman, me, Eleanor started, Nick, obviously, and who did I miss? No, that's it, Nick, Weatherman. Yeah. You know, among us, I'm sure I've got loads of stuff I'd be happy to get a shot of. Loads of locks, loads of picks. I'll tell you what, I've got loads of prototypes, like tools that you can't even buy on the open market. Oh, I tell you what I have got that's really interesting. I felt really sorry. Excuse me. I felt really sorry. Did you see Lock Noob's video on that covert companion copy that just didn't tighten up? You know, KSEC are a tiny little company, and it's hard enough out there trying to set up a company in this climate. It's hard enough trying to maintain one. And I know the bloke who made that tool for them because he made it for me about 2 years ago, and it was jank, razor sharp. You know, cut your fingers off before it opens a lock. If you put it on a key ring, you'll end up in A&E if you walk too fast. You know, just take your legs off. And it just didn't know. Not only did the picks not hold up, and in fairness, Lock Noob said that in the video. He said, look, they just swing about, rendering it useless. But not only that, I mean, I know everyone loves a lockpicking lawyer, but I think it's a bit cheeky charging $90 for what is essentially some warded picks, a couple of jigglers, and a couple of cone picks. Cone picks are pretty much obsolete. Okay, in America, they don't have so many paracentric locks, but I mean, really, you're better off buying a set of budget cone picks, getting them on a bench grinder, thinning them out a bit, and just, you know, having them. I just think it's a little bit of a liberty. And when beginners say to me, what I've been looking at this tool, it's got like loads of tools on it, it's $90. Well, to England, you're looking at a fair amount of postage as well. In the terms and conditions, it says 90 days you've got to wait before you can say, where's my tool? If you ain't got it in 90 days, that's gone. I wouldn't worry about that. I just think it's a lot of money for some jigglers and some cone picks. But each their own. That would be nice, Nick. That would be handy. I think there is a thing in. I think certainly with English people, there's something about paywalls. You know, a couple of people have said in the comments in previous adverts, they've said, you know, that sounds like fun, but I'm not paying. Or £2. You know, YouTube take about 40p off of that. Then I'll get income taxed off of it. I'll probably end up with about £1. Okay, if 30 people come in, that's £30. But I've done 3 last months. That's £10 for £5 an hour. I mean, that's not even minimum wage. I should sue myself. I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to take myself to court for employing myself not at minimum wage. Nick, if you could do that, that would be really nice. And explain to them that, you know what it's like. You've been here before. It's just a laugh. But that swap me element, that could save you that £2, you know, 10 times over during the first show. You know, I could put a long list of locks and tools that I'd be happy to swap with locks. I'd like some new locks personally. I just read an interesting comment. Where's that? No, nice one, Nick. I mean, communities. My other channel is such a good community. Like Packer, who's in here, he's kind of like my occasional co-host on the other channel, and he's been out camping with his boy and one of the other lads and his boy that they met on my channel. You know, but not like they didn't meet last week and then go camping. You know, I've been streaming for years over there. Loads of people have met up. Loads of people have helped each other out. It's a good thing to do. Right, I think we can have a look at Weatherman says my jiggler set costs under 10 quid. Yeah, exactly. And add to that a set of warded picks, 10, 15 quid. You don't need the cone picks, so there you go. 25 quid. £99. Someone said something. I mean, can I just check that you are Chris K Bumpkeys? Yeah, that is me. But I don't, this isn't to promote that shop. If you watch the videos, if we get a new tool, I talk about it because, people are quite interested in new tools. But the channel is just more of a laugh, really. The shorts are doing fantastic. We're getting like 300 new subscribers every week. Someone said something there about the yeah, that's what I mean. I'd stopped watching. He's a nice bloke. I've spoken to him a few times, but it got quite repetitive. And then we've all got to make a living. I get that, but I just don't want to watch another video and at some point, which you can buy in my shop. Okay, thanks. But each to their own. You've got to do what you've got to do. Yeah, I feel for him because I know that bloke. It's almost certainly Hayoshi. I could show you that pic. Let me see if I can find it. I'll stick the camera on and I'll show you the prototype. And it's exactly the same. Well, hang on. The actual handle design is slightly different. Rooting around in my drawers. Turn the torch on. I'm sitting in the dark here. I've got a candle on. Not really. That would be. Oh, there it is. I think that's it. I'll know when I found it because I'll cut the ends of my fingers off. What the hell have I done with that? Thrown it away. But the bloke who made it, he's a nasty piece of work. And I'll tell you what, and I'm only guessing it because I don't know. I reckon he would have made him a prototype. I don't know if you can hear me. I'll wait till I get back out. Yeah, I found it. I reckon it'd have made him a prototype and they'd have said, yeah, great. And it was all functioning properly. And then it would have been, you'd have to order 300 though, because that's how manufacturing works. How are they going to make a profit? How's he going to make a profit? And then he dumped 300, 400, whatever, of those useless, untightenable up tools on them. Now, I'm just going to pull the tools out of this one. So you'll see the actual body is quite different, but the picks are almost identical. Not to the lawyer's ones, but to the KSEC ones. And I just said to him, no, I don't want that. Here you go. Let me see if I can do this successfully. He said he was a getaway driver. Right, let's turn that camera on. This is going to look familiar to Packer and a few others. Where's the camera? Does this look familiar? Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there you go. Oh, hang on. Let me get a bit of light on. He said he was a getaway driver. And you stand up. So I knew all about that piece of work a couple of years back. This is really hard. See it? Now, admittedly, it's not as loose and jangly as the KSEC one. But I tell you what, that is agony. Just scraping that over my hand is hurting. So yeah, as soon as I saw Lock Noob's video, I thought, nah, that cheeky bastard. He's gone and done it. No! How do I turn that? Like that. By the way, people, let me just turn that migraine of a light off. The only reason I don't show my face is because I stream so much on my other channel. It's just nice and relaxing not having to be on camera for the whole thing. Weatherman, are you knocking out lyrics from that song I keep singing? I've probably got it in my head. Got my eye on your dimple pick designed by Raf. Yep. What, the multi-dimple pick? Be careful. There's a load coming in stock. That's the one. I've got. You're going to see a video about that in a minute. But that's designed on the Garrison profile, and that Garrison profile is almost like, it's used on so many other dimple locks. Loads of generics, loads of OEMs. But if you keep your eye out, Weatherman, give it about a week. If you watch the Lockpicking Legends shorts, there's going to be like a 10 or 15% discount. So yeah, just hold tight. You can buy them in other shops, but you don't get the longer tension tool. The two smaller tension tools don't screw off. They're welded in place, which is all good until you try and turn that lock and the door frame stops it from moving. So you need them to screw out and two spare picking tips and a hole in the body so you can replace them. You can get them slightly cheaper in other places, but if that picking tip breaks, that 140 quid tool goes in the bin, which seems ridiculous. Yeah, just keep your eye out. Anyway, let's get on with some of these. When I first saw that comment, I thought you said designed by Rolf. I was thinking, who's Rolf? Look at Packer getting currency out of the oldest one in the book. Right, let's see what I've got coming up first. Oh, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Let me just find the videos. Hang on, one sec. It must just be a time thing. 42 people are members. I'll stop going on about it. But it does seem like a shame. Right, here we go. There's the videos. Hang on. Let's stop that there. Right, the first video is gonna do so. And if you don't, it will be about a week. If you think that it's forgotten or gone, just give us a nudge in a comment or something. I'll tell you what the score is. It's a great pick though. There's a list of all the it will do a multi-lock integrator as well, which is very handy. Anyway, so this first clip, this is someone cooking steak on this is in New York City, not just New York, but New York City, right? Some of the most expensive real estate and an area to live in the world. and it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Now, why can't I get entire screen, share audio? There's not a lot of audio with this anyway. Right, here we go. Hang on, let me just make the screen a bit bigger. Bosh, there you go. Now, can we do that? Yes, we can. So that, you see my cursor, that thing there is a drain. It does zoom in, so don't worry if you're watching on a phone. It's going to zoom in, and this video repeats. It's only a couple of seconds, but it repeats a few times. So you'll actually get to see this geezer cooking his steak. Well, Weatherman, but there was about 32 members before he gave out his. So, right, it was a really nice thing for him to do, wasn't it? Right, here we go. Check this out. I'll mute myself because the mic might pick it up. It's not. It's just the background noise anyway. Here we go. Look! Look at that. Cooking your steak on a drain. I mean, I suppose it's kind of handy that people who live on the street are eating anything. But you'd hope they've cleaned that drain. I mean, the street cleaner must come around and spray that with all kinds of chemicals. And it's a drain. Let's not forget that. It's probably had a fair amount of piss is the word I'm looking for on it. Just gone and robbed some steak because you can steal things in America now and the stores aren't allowed to do anything about it, which is an interesting angle. But look, check it out. Treading on them for a bit of tenderizing. There you go, Weatherman. Speaking of mothers of invention, Eleanor, I'd eat my own hands first. It is absolutely disgusting, isn't it? I think it's going to end in a minute, and I've got to get it quick. Oh, hang on, one more. Right now, I'm going to take it back a little bit. So, I've already given the game away, and I've ruined it. So, this video I'm about to show you. Black Dolphin's back on the firm. Lovely. Charlie's getting hungry. Look at that steak. Right. This video, it's a YouTube short that I made. It will go on Insta. I put them on the Instagram accounts and TikTok. TikTok, oh, they're so demanding, man. Unless you put a video up every day, your numbers do not grow. It's like, oh, come on. I've got other things to do. But this is that same pick, Weatherman. So this is that, essentially, it's a multi-dimple lock pick. But listen to what I say. This isn't up on YouTube yet because, like I say, I'm saving it for when we get the discount on the tool, which I think will make more sense. But notice something that I don't mention, which I found quite amusing. So this was made... it's really hard when you make a video or a short because as soon as you finished it, you just want to put it out there and see how many views it gets and see if people like it. And I've had to keep this on my phone for a few days now, but I'm giving it. I'm using this opportunity to share it with a few private people. Here we go. You'll probably get this looped once again, but. Would you like me to take your butterfly collection? Hello people, this pick again. I forgot to mention it's based on the multi-lock Garrison profile. Now you'll actually get to see it twice because it's too quiet, isn't it? So this will go round twice, but have you noticed anything? The thing about that profile is used by all the generic dimple locks. It's used by OEM locks. Other brands use it even. So if you've got got this pic, you're like some kind of new superhero, like Dimple Lock Man. Oh dear. Hello, sir. Hello, madam. Would you like me to take your butterfly collection? Hello, people. This pic again. I forgot to mention it's based on the multi-lock Garrison profile. The thing about that profile, it's used by all the generic Dimple locks. It's used by OEM locks. Other brands use it even. So if you've got this pic, you're like some kind of new superhero, like Dimple Lock Man. Oh dear. There you go. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, pretty much, Weatherman. I mean, because with those, you know, it's not a leashy, obviously, but because it's got the markings on the pick, even if the pin spacings don't match up to the markings, much like those leashy style dimple picks, you just have to work out whether it's compressed or extended, you know. So you find pin 1, okay, that's not on 1, it's slightly to the left of it. Pin 2 slightly to the left of pin 2. Pin 3 is dead on. Pin 4 is slightly to the right of the marking. Pin 5 is a bit further. Do you understand? So you just sort of work it out. And so many locks use that Garrison profile. You know, there's already about 30 locks that I've opened with it, different brands as well, not just generics, not just OEMs, but other brands use it. I think, you know, the multi-lock Garrison is sort of the universal's not true at all, but you know, it's almost like your Yale 1A of dimple locks. Right, this is an interesting one. I'll stop that. So, a little story for you. I had a subscriber of my other channel come out to Cambodia to see me. I've had about 20 come out here over the years, and they've all been really nice people. And we were sitting outside this cafe, and he was like, he told me he got into lockpicking because he's into hacking. And I love hacking. I'm not built for it. I'm not a mathematical kind of person at all. And I've got friends who are penetration testers, like red teams and that. And they're all sort of like, you know, it's not war games. It's not Daryl. It's not a fast typing on computers. It's Post-it notes, you know, under the laptop and things like that. But nonetheless, he then got out of his pocket what looked like, imagine a credit card, but a circuit board the size of, I can't believe we've done 50 minutes already. This flies by. Good Lord. It was like a credit card circuit board. It had a little battery, like a watch battery, but the bigger ones, you know, about, I don't know, 2 centimeter diameter. And I said, so what's that then? He said, unless you've got an RFID wallet, if I put this next to your wallet, I can get your card onto my wallet, onto this. I can clone it. I was like, no shit. He said, yeah. He said, also car keys. I can put it next to a car key and clone it. He said, I can turn, you know, when you go into a multi-story car park or any car park, and it's got that, you know, press for your ticket, and it's got that barrier that goes up and down. But there's probably people in the chat who know a hell of a lot more about this stuff than me. But anything that uses some kind of, what do they call them? Oh, Lord. You know, all those different sort of frequencies, you can clone them with this little circuit board he had. And I was like, how much do you want for that then? You know, in fairness, if I'd have got it home, you know, he was saying to me, it's easy. He said, all you need to do is, you know, plug this into that, blah, 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 do this, you know, get just saying words that I didn't even know existed. Even though I thought I'd probably never be able to use it. The idea of being able to turn water sprinklers on in hotels and you can open hotel safes with them. I mean, who can't open a hotel safe? There's so many ways of opening those pieces of junk. But you know, quite good fun. You can turn on like the PAs in supermarkets and speak over them, all that sort of old nonsense. But it did look just like a bit of circuit board. Then I get someone sends me a video about 8 months ago. He says, "Yeah, this, you know that thing." It was the same bloke. He said, "You know that thing I showed you?" He said, "This is a commercial version, basically. So this is called the Flipper Zero, and people who know what they're doing can do all sorts of things with this." So we're going to watch a little bit from some other bloke's video. It's not very in depth, but it'll just give you an idea of it. It'll give you a little introduction to it, and then he'll do like a little summary. But I tell you what, I found out it started off as a GoFundMe. I don't know if it was on GoFundMe, but one of those crowdfunding things. They got the sort of 20 million they wanted or something. They actually done it. They fully made them on time, got them all sent out. And that since then, I think they've sold about 80 million of these things, and they're about 120 quid a pop, right? And other people are making extensions for them because they've got about 10 different, ports like USB and C's and D's, I don't know, all that lot. And these are, they're not illegal, but it's a bit like it's the same sort of ethical interest as lockpicking. I mean, and guns. Lockpicks don't steal anything. Lockpickers don't steal anything. Criminals steal things. This Flipper Zero, you could use it for really weird things. Apparently, you can do brute force password hacks on people's phones. And anyway, let's listen to a bloke who knows a little bit more about it than me. This is the Flipper Zero. I think I've clipped about 3 minutes, so you'll get his introduction and his summary. But look at it. It looks like a kid's toy, doesn't it? You can see it now. Looks like a Game Boy or something. The Flipper Zero. But listen to that, people. It was made via... can someone put a message in the chat? I've got an horrible feeling either people have stopped talking or the chat has... don't tell me that's happened. This happened on the other channel a couple of times. The chat isn't working. I might have to refresh, people. I do not believe for a minute that the last comment was Weatherman's. Oh, no, there you go. Okay. Oh, everyone's just chilling. Not a problem. That's a relief. Right, here we go. Check out this little bit of a gizmo.
It looks like a children's toy, but it's actually one of the most versatile hacking tools to ever hit the market. And if you've been on TikTok in the last 6 months, there's a good...
I mean, yeah, there's something already a bit weird. It looks like a children's toy, but it's actually one of the most versatile hacking tools on the market. And it's kind of interesting because my response to it, I learned something. Because when I talk to other people about lockpicking, and you'll see, I'm sure most of you here have seen on lockpicking videos, there's always someone in the comments like, "Oh, thanks for getting my car nicked," or "Oh, there goes my house." And you're like, "Oh, come on, we know it's not like that. We know that lockpicks are the wrong tools for breaking in an house. You're going to be kneeling down for half hour. Really? No, you're just going to kick the door in." And I sort of had the similar response to this. I was thinking, hang on, you can't sell that. But yeah, so I learned something there. Anyway, I'll let it play.
Actually, one of the most versatile hacking tools to ever hit the market. And if you've been on TikTok in the last 6 months, there's a good chance you've seen people using it to change gas station signs, set off department store PA systems, and open up Tesla charging ports. It's been deemed so nefarious that even though it is legal, shipments have been seized in the US, Brazil, and Israel, which kind of makes sense. Because out of the box, the Flipper Zero can read and emulate NFC, RFID, infrared, and iButton devices. And even more worrisome is its ability to read and emulate sub-gigahertz frequencies, like the ones used in car keys, garage doors, motion sensors, doorbells, and more. Rest assured.
So first thoughts, people, what do you make of that? Charlie was munching over some leftover Christmas cheese and crackers. Good Lord, Christmas was 18 days ago, but I suppose if it's quality cheese, I don't think my Kraft singles would last that long. It's a peculiar little thing, isn't it? Who wants one already? Is anyone thinking, hang on, this looks like fun? Yeah, I'll play a bit more.
If there's a wireless device, this thing can find a way to attack it, disrupt it, or become it. Which seems concerning, right? But does it actually pose a risk to society? Or is the hysteria simply a knee-jerk reaction from the uninformed? When we're done with the Flipper Zero, you're gonna know what's true and what is hazardous clickbait misinformation. And a robust GPIO system. I mean, we've seen Geiger counters, light meters, ultrasonic.
So you see, so other people are making things like extensions for it. It's a shame that I can't take this back just a little bit. There you go. Yeah. Come on. So you see that thing on top of it that he's got plugged into it. That was what my mate's thing looked like. That's what he showed me. And he said, you can do all this kind of stuff with it. He says that he can go into a hotel. He can open the doors of a locked hotel at night, go up to any room, open the door, and if there's no one in there, stay there the night. And he said, and also once he's done it once, he's then got that hotel door and room door on his device. He hasn't got to keep cloning it. So the next day he just walks in, door opens for him, walks up to his room, door opens. And why is anyone going to question you? Look at that. Packer says, I want one, but I'm a menace. Charlie's enjoying her cheese. Eleanor's scared. I think most of the people who get this kind of stuff, Eleanor, to be honest with you, much like lockpicks, they're just interested in it. I can't see people like this, running around trying to clone your credit card. People who are doing that sort of thing, they're going on the dark net, they're buying 200 it's carding. You can buy 200 sets of credit card details, go onto Amazon, buy a load of stuff, get refunds. It's a lot easier than having to stand 2 inches away from a bloke in the street and hope that your flipper is next to his wallet. I sort of love it though, and you'll see now he'll talk about all the extensions and things people are making.
Geiger counters, light meters, ultrasonic distance sensors, and there's plenty of people working on new additions. But the device is not the danger. It's the ingenuity of people and the power of the community that Flipper Devices Inc. has built around their particular gadget. I mean, it's an incredible success story. Starting out as a Kickstarter campaign, the Flipper Zero raised $5 million, and then, this is the really shocking part, delivered fully on its promises. Not only did the Flipper team pique the interest of tens of thousands of people, they fostered a community that's willing to innovate and evangelize, which has pushed their niche gadget into the mainstream spotlight and turned it into a true.
And there you go. That's what you do when you make a community. Everyone benefits.
Swiss Army knife of hacking devices. And if the current momentum is any indication, new add-ons, programs, and custom firmware are going to continue to.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the prices then, just quickly. I mean, I'm imagining these on, I don't know, what is this? Maybe AliExpress, or it might just be some dark web hacker store. But look, little things you can just bosh onto it. Flipper Zero, Dr. Bork. Oh, Lord knows what that does. Anyone watching this who knows about this stuff is probably cracking up at what we're doing. But I did watch a YouTube short of someone saying that he could get onto Wi-Fi's with it. You know, he can go into a cafe, and if they're not offering Wi-Fi, he can clone it and get his phone on their Wi-Fi. I don't know if it was true, but it had about 6 million views, and the comments seem to back it up.
Add-ons, programs, and custom firmware are going to continue to extend the lifespan and utility of the device as time goes on. Is it as good for gaming as a Nintendo Switch? As stealthy as a rubber ducky? As amoral as a Hack RF1? No. But for something so pocketable, it is shockingly decent at all of these things without crossing the line into illegality.
I don't really understand how it can be illegal, because it doesn't do anything. It just sits there. I mean, it's what you do with it. Packer thinks it's evil shenanigans. Eleanor says it's brilliant, but in the wrong hands. But Eleanor, criminals who steal cars have already got things to clone your car locks. Those have existed for years. There's devices that have been available for at least 5 years. When did I actually saw one in use? They can walk past your house, clone your key that's on your table in your house, and then go and open your car door and start your engine with it. You know, it's much the same with the lock picking argument. Oh, people are going to get those lock picks, and you know, criminals know how to get into properties, and they're not picking locks. I can assure you that. Black Dolphin, my friends have those, and they clone Carda. They clone card. Is that a typo? And you can hack doorbells. That's it. Yeah. There is. I've seen plenty of people hacking those camera doorbells and things and just setting them off and watching other people's content. Here we go. Ring a doorbell remotely, and what? It's the modern Knockdown Ginger. What was that called where you people grew up? It was Knockdown Ginger where I come from. Oh, we used to love it. Go and knock on a door and then just leg it. You know, what amazing times when you're about 10 years old. We used to try and tie the door up to sort of like the neighbour's fence, and then bang on the door. Then when he pulls the door open, it opens the neighbour's fence. Just nothing to do. Oh, they were great days back then. So, Knockdown Run. Knick-knack, they called it here. Isn't it amazing that we've got someone else has joined us, people. They haven't said anything in the chat. Show thyself, member 6. I am not a number. I am a free man. You are number 1. People, I can't believe we've done over an hour. Incredible. Right, this next bit of footage. Glass. I should have said it in the email. Actually, I'll see you sent me another one. There's something I want to tell you. Lurking and working. Nice to see you, Glass. Knock up Ginger. How weird. We called it Knockdown Ginger. Sparkles was the same as me. Knockdown Ginger. Are they not available in Amazon in the UK, but not the USA? Well, I tried to become a distributor of them. But when I got to the page where it said, how many units a month are you looking at selling? And then it was 500,000 to 1 million. That was the lowest one. I thought, I don't think I've got the funds to invest in 500,000 flippers. But I don't know where they're available. But because I've got that mate who can make them, I think I'll give it. I've bought so many things over the years, not that, I mean, that is like different, next level from all those circuit boards and that. But, you know, what do you actually do with it when you get it home? You sort of think, oh, this will be well good fun. You know, I'm 50 years old. Am I really going to go out and ring someone's doorbell? Am I going to... I don't even drive, you know. Am I going to open that thing that comes down when you leave a car park if you haven't paid? You know, apparently you can get them. You can turn off the tolls on toll roads. I mean, that could come in handy, seeing as I never drive and there's no toll roads in Cambodia. Right, next clip. Excuse me. Anyone know Magnus? Dave's here. Hello, mate. Dave, you've missed half the show, son. Lovely to see you, though, my friend. Anyone know Magnus? He's one of the world's best rock climbers. He's one of the strongest people in the world, and he's tiny. He's not like a big old sort of muscle freak, but he's got incredible strength. Just a short little, I think Magnus would suggest he's from Norway, is it? Anyone know who I'm talking about? The fellow Magnus? He goes down to Miami Beach where they do all the weight training and offers to see if he can hang off a bar for longer than, you know, you, and he'll offer you $100. And, you know, these beefcakes come along and he just beats everyone, lifting weights off the floor. And how long can you hold up like a 40-kilo kettlebell? And you look at him and everyone's like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And, you know, rarely does he get beaten. Charlie says, I know Magnus that fits that description. He's a stunt actor. I don't think it's the same one. I am not... Is Magnus the one who's recently got done for cheating? He had some kind of... what do they call them? There's in magic, they call them, in conjuring. What's it called? It's got a really unfortunately sensual name. Oh, it's called something like a dobber. Basically... Well, I'll give you the complex version. Your partner sits in the audience, and then someone, you know, writes a number on a board while you've got a bag over your head. Oh, it's called a thumper. That's it. And then you just press the button, and it thumps in his pocket like 5 times or whatever. And that Magnus has recently got done. Did I speak to Tim about that Magnus? What, the rock climber, Emma, I don't know what that's about. Magnus Magnuson. Amazing though, isn't it? Magnus's son. That is a great way of naming your children. But he has been called out for cheating, hasn't he? Hang on, is Magnus the idiot savant? Is he the one? I'm thinking of a different bloke, aren't I? Magnus is not the bloke who's been caught for cheating. Magnus is kind of not fully there, but he's a very good chess player. But a bloke recently got accused of cheating. The good old days. I've started, so I'll finish. Right, anyway. So this Magnus fella, one of the world's best rock climbers, unreasonably strong for his size, he found this bloke who called, that's it, Magnus Carlsen. Oh, is it? Yeah, it is Magnus Carlsen. That makes sense. Yeah. Glass is thinking of the bloke who does workouts in car parks. No, Tim does workouts in car parks, the jet pilot. But that's only because he stopped drinking. And if he gets a little bit stressed, he'll just go and push 50, man. Get down. Whatever gets you through, though. So anyway, Magnus Carlsen, good call, Weatherman. He finds this bloke who calls himself... Well, he doesn't, but it was kind of clickbait. Yeah, we got there in the end, Glass. Not a problem. That's it. So Magnus Carlsen finds this bloke, and he calls him the real life Tarzan, which is a bit clickbaity, but the real life Tarzan does make monkey noises and is a bit of a strange fella. So, but check this out. So it won't mean as much to you if you don't know Magnus, because you'd think Magnus can climb better than anyone in the world. So let's have a look at this real Tarzan fella. The speed he gets up this tree, and once he's up there, he just runs through the trees. And we all done it as kids. We all climb trees. And you know that one where you just have to do the leap of faith. You just have to go for it. Here we go. And you think, oh, fuck. Now, when he's doing it, there's moss all over the branches. He's in bare feet. And you're just like, oh, steady. But check it out. Here we go. So this isn't Magnus that you'll see. You'll see Magnus in a minute. But watch the speed, this fella. Oh, Magnus Carlsen's the Grandmaster, not the rock climber. It doesn't matter what his second name is. His first name's Magnus. Check it out. Here we go. Watch the speed this fella gets up this tree.
I'm another new grip. So
Yeah.
just feel, and when you feel comfortable, just go up.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, that was quick.
You wait to see Magnus' surprise and shock.
Okay, man.
All right.
Waiting for you. With this cold, it's hard to climb fast, but
So that's Magnus, and trust me, he's one of the world's best rock climbers, and like I say, unreasonably strong. And he did you see the bloke's technique using his feet out front? There's another bit in this video. I couldn't show you all of it because it's not my content and it's not fair. But he first tries to get up this tree, putting his legs around it. It's absolutely ridiculous. But here we go. He gives it a go.
Yeah.
I told you with shoes is not
This is pretty hard, yeah.
The reason I stopped it here is because
Here to here.
So now the real Tarzan fella Magnus is now up in the tree with him, and the real Tarzan bloke is showing him the branches he's gonna run over, and Magnus is just like, I'm not doing it. But later in this video, I'll show you Magnus doing some free soloing with thingy. What's his name? Oh, I can't think of his name again. Who's the really famous free soloer? Alex Hornold. That's it, Alex Hornold. But check out this fella running through the treetops. I hope I haven't built it up too much, but you can see all that green moss on those branches. Even this one here has got, you know, you make one mistake. You know, what is he, like 60 foot off the ground there? It's got to be, isn't it? You make one mistake, you could die. You know that this is dangerous.
No way. Wait, is that a joke? You jump from there to there?
Yeah. Oh, there is another option. In the V.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm
And
not.
the V is a bit more technical, but here is it's very simple.
I'm not doing that. You can show me.
Yes, but
It's incredible that Magnus says, I'm not doing that. When you see him free soloing with Alex Hornold later, he's like 500 feet up the side of a mountain with no ropes, nothing. And he won't jump a few logs in a tree. I mean, he obviously knows his limits, but out of the two of them, I'd do this one, I think.
I run between these branches like
So,
that.
yeah,
Oh, really?
watch
Okay.
I
this.
prefer to do it like that.
It's not a question of blink and you'll miss it because they repeat it a few times, so you'll actually get to see it.
Okay. This is crazy, man.
This is okay. It's like
It must be weird being a YouTuber like Magnus. Like, you know, this fella here has got a GoPro on his head. Magnus has. there's an actual risk of death here. That's right. That's it, Black Dolphin. Yeah. Oh, Charlie's getting a vertigo tickled. Steady. You know, there is an actual risk of dying, or if not dying, you know, maybe never being able to walk again. And imagine that. How old is that bloke there? 30, 35, if that, late 20s. Imagine being pushed around in a wheelchair. Why? How'd you end up in that, mate? Oh, I thought I was a monkey and I used to. I mean, you know, I actually respect people for taking risks. You know, what's the point of having a healthy body? You're going to die. You know, you need to get some mileage out of it, but you should also have limits. But it makes him happy so far. You know, free soloing, loads of them have died. Well, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Anyway, here we go. Here's the real Tarzan jumping through the trees.
Normal day for monkey. Normal day.
Like that.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
You've got to ask yourself, though, you know, we all do things in life, cause and effect. You know, this is medication. You know, he's getting a dopamine rush. His serotonin's probably like a fucking shower. You know, he's getting something out of this. There's something about his life made him be largely isolated. I mean, I can't imagine, and I'm not judging him for this, but it's just interesting that he decides to go out, climb up trees in a very unusual manner and make very dangerous jumps at the top. And I wonder if at some point these people ever find out what it is that has isolated them, that has made them risk their lives regularly, do something about it and just stop this. I'll give you an example. I'm not into Formula One, right? I've never been interested in watching cars go round and round and round and round for 3 hours. I'm not even interested in watching them go round once. But I'd done a gig once when I was a comedian, and there was this girl in the audience. And when I finished the set, I just said on the microphone, I said, I've fallen in love with you. So if you'd like to stay behind afterwards, it would be nice if we could arrange a date. And she did. And this girl, she was doing a PhD at Oxford Uni. And she already had her own practice. She was a clinical psychologist, and she dealt with young girls with like eating disorders and other forms of self-harm. She was also in like the Oxford, what was it? Something crazy like a 400-meter sprint team. She was Ethiopian, and her body was so ridiculously lithe. I mean, there weren't an ounce of fat on it. It was incredible. Yeah. Great memories flooded back. But on our first date, I took her out. He is barefoot weatherman, yes. On our first date, I took her out for some food. Quite a nice restaurant up in Oxford. And then I said, because it was a surprise. Now check out this, a massive risk of a surprise. After we'd eaten, she said, "Go on then. What are we doing?" She was lovely, actually. Really, really intelligent, really good fun. And you know, she saw my stand-up, so she knew a bit about me. And if she agreed to go on a date with me, she was obviously quite open-minded. This was about 15, 20 years ago. I still talk to her. I still talk to her now. She's with some multi-millionaire now with about 3 kids. And good luck to her. Lovely girl. But I took her to see the documentary, the biopic, Senna. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've seen that movie. It's about Ayrton Senna. And I've never been into Formula One, but I do remember as a kid, my mother and father really being into it. And it was the days of Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost, all that crowd, and Franz Klammer, but that was Ski Sunday. But for some reason, I put him with Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna. And she said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, we're going to see a biopic about a Formula One driver." And she said, "I just wouldn't have assumed. I just wouldn't have thought you would have been into Formula One." I went, "I hate it." We went and saw the movie. Oh, look, there you go. Pack has seen it. Great film. Ellen has seen it. Hasn't made a choice. Hasn't decided to say whether she liked it or not. But those blokes in those days, because, they ruined Formula One, really. I mean, for someone who didn't like it, it got even worse when they started restricting them. What was amazing about it was those engines just kept getting faster and faster, and the bodywork just kept getting more and more streamlined. Weatherman's seen it. I'll tell you what, Charlie, I don't like Formula One. Got no interest in it whatsoever. But that movie and my date, Sarah, her name is, we come out of there and we talked about it all night. Well, not all night, if you know what I mean. A few minutes. It's an incredible movie, but as I watched it, I remembered all those deaths that happened in Formula One in the 80s. These blokes just taking corners at like 80 miles an hour, and it only takes a little bit of slippage, and your vehicle seems weird to call a Formula One car a vehicle, but I guess it is. They just used to flip. Do you remember Packer or anyone who's watched them? They just used to go bam, 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 and the wheels would be spinning off, and you're not really protected in those things. That crash helmet's just like a joke. I'm going to do 130 mile an hour up here. I'm going to try and cut on the inside of the bloke in front of me who's doing 115. If I hit his wheel, there's a good chance I'll be in the stands. But I've got a crash helmet on. But what drives them to do that? What, excuse the pun, that wasn't intentional. What drives people to, zoom along at those kinds of speed, knowing that every second of that, what are they, 2-3 hour races, could kill you? And it's the same as this bloke. And I do feel like it comes from a place of trauma. And you might think that's a reach, but there's a reason that people take risks. And as a society, we laud them, don't we? We say, they stand on the stage and people all applaud and the champagne goes everywhere. He's the fastest. He's a champion. He nearly died 30 times. And this bloke, we watch a good video about it. But is there anything good about unnecessarily risking your life? Now, weirdly, my answer is yes, there is. I think if you've got a passion, whatever it is. I mean, as a younger man, I nearly died countless times doing stupid things that no one wanted to watch or see. But I think we've become very weak as a people, because you think back to your childhoods, people, the things we used to do. Oh, Charlie's seen the Niki Lauda one. I haven't seen that one. Eleanor says, it's scary as I would never or get on a motorbike. A little bit of a typo, but I know what you mean. I used to have a KX80 when I was about 14, and I nearly died on that countless times. Excuse me. I grew up just down on the Thames estuary, and we'd burn down there. And the KX80, air-cooled 1986 model. It used to go about 75 miles an hour if I had a bit of wind behind me. And when you're 15 years old, you had to wear motorbike boots. It's just stupid if you wear a pair of trainers. But I'd have a pair of motorbike boots on, a pair of jean denim shorts, just shorts cut. Do you remember cut downs, Packer? Your mother would just cut them off above the knee when the knees wore out. And that's it. That's all I'd wear, a pair of cut downs and a pair of motorbike boots. And the old Bill would come down there, all the sort of mud flats and sand flats of the Thames in their little 4x4 with their PA. You are not allowed to ride motorbikes here. Get off your motorbikes immediately. You are trespassing. And you'd be like in second gear and you'll just wait for him to pull up next to you and go, yeah, okay. Just fly off. But, I was doing sort of like 15, 20 meter jumps on that thing. And sometimes when you're in the air, you realize you've overshot it and you have to try and steady it mid-air. You think, hang on a minute, I'm gonna go over the handlebars in a minute. Oh, I used to love my motocross bike. I spoke to someone out here the other day, actually, in a little bar around the corner. We got on to talking about motorbikes when we were young. My old man was a grass track racer, so that's why my mother couldn't really say no. And my dad built that KX. We bought it second hand off someone, and it was really cheap because the big ends had gone. The big ends. My dad repaired my big ends. It's a bit Freudian, isn't it? But we turned an £100 motorbike into an absolute machine because my old man hadn't seen a motorbike in 20 years at that point. Oh, actually, about 15 years. But he stripped it down, had a look at it all, went up the motorbike shop, bought the bits, put it all back together. That thing flew, man. I remember he said to my mother, he said, don't tell your mother how fast it goes. Just tell her, it's like a moped or something. But it weren't. That little two-stroke engine, you had to lean right over the handlebars when you let that clutch out. And if you didn't, you'd just be sitting on your ass while the bike drove off on its own. Anyway, so now we're getting to the next bit.
That was crazy, man.
Again,
that's where I'm not doing that. Like, especially not.
I think this is a bit where I just ruined it and let it play. Oh, here we go. So this is Magnus and Alex Hornold. Alex Hornold is no way you had a Fizzy. Now, a Fizzy's a road bike, but they were the fastest of the road bikes, weren't they? If you had a Fizzy, you were absolutely smashing it. Oi, Weatherman, see Packer there says motor racing is expensive. He recently bought his son like a proper go-kart, like a racing go-kart, because they go racing. It's an amazing little thing. Wormsley says, I used to let my boyfriend jump over me on rollerblades when I was 13. He was about 14 stone. We did used to get the girls, but not on our bikes, on our BMXs. And we'd put a plank of wood on a milk crate and the girls would all line up. And I'm not saying this for any other reason, but just human nature. It would always be the prettiest one would be near the milk float. She's not getting in any trouble at all. And it would be they'd sort of go down in beauty until the one at the end that was liable to get the odd tire on her shoulder. Anyway, Alex Hornold, world famous free soloer. Free soloing is rock climbing with nothing, maybe a bag of chalk, but that's it. Now, when I say that, if you don't know free soloing, don't think they climb like 15 meters. Alex Hornold has free soloed some of the highest climbs in the world. You're talking like thousands of feet up. The next little clip is quite interesting. If I've got it right, let me have a look. Yeah, because Magnus, again, the same bloke from this video, he didn't tell his girlfriend that he was going climbing with Alex Hornaud because, Black Dolphin, I had a push bike. Yeah, but we all had push bikes when we were younger. What did you have? I had first bike was a Tomahawk. Tomahawk was like a poor man's chopper. Steady. And then a bit later I got a Pro Star, which I absolutely loved. But as soon as you get on a motorbike, that's it for push bikes. That power, it's obscene for a 14, 15-year-old to be able to go 70 miles an hour. So anyway, he doesn't tell his missus he's going climbing with Alex Hornaud. And he also says earlier on in the video, he wasn't sure if he was going to climb with Alex free soloing. Now, trust me, people, a lot of free soloers do die. If you think about it, the amount of climbing you've got to do to get up like a 2, 3, 4,000, feet mountain or whatever they call them, face, I don't know. You've only got to make one mistake. One. You've only got to put your hand in a crevice and that rock breaks. And you just go. That's it. You just, these mountains ain't like 45 degrees. They're like straight up, as you'll see. But weirdly, Magnus does it. And there's only a few shots of it, but I thought you might find it quite interesting. Did the Striker have a pedal back brake? Because the Striker was in between the Grifter, steady. That was the king of that triplet, wasn't it? And the smaller one was the Boxer. So you had a Boxer, a Striker, and a Grifter. They were like Rally's answer to BMXs, weren't they? That little setup, if I remember rightly. Oh, Black Dolphin, that's so dark. My brother's first bike was a girl's bike. It was called a Rally 14. Here, I'll get you a picture of it. And to make it even worse, it was blue as well. It had a little white bag that was so ladysome. And my old man went, here, happy birthday. We were so poor then. Here, I found it. Rally 14. It's even got the little effeminate effect, perhaps. Oh, it was actually the seat. Hang on, I'm just seeing if I can get a screen grab of it. Oh, you can see it. Can you see that? Can you see that Rally 14? Look at that. My brother started crying. Happy Christmas. Weatherman had a Striker and a Commando. Packer reckons that the Striker was no. Strikers, Grifters and Boxers weren't BMXs. I'm not having that. They looked like them, but they weren't. Let's get a Striker up. Rally Striker. Can you see that Rally 14 on the screen? I don't know how it works when I overlap it. That ain't a BMX, is it? All day long, that isn't a BMX. It was Rally's answer to them. And they're unisex. Gutted. Whoa. Hang on, is that like a modern one? I'm trying to sell that. Yeah, look. I mean, come on, that's not a BMX. BMXs were your Harrow Freestyler, your PK Ripper, Pro Stars, Diamondbacks. Look at that frame. You ain't doing any tricks on that, man. It's got a epoxy football on the seat. Oh, they were before BMX. Well, hang on a minute. Oh, sorry, Packer. Sorry, mate. You said they were pre-BMX. Yeah, they were, yeah. Apologies, I can't imagine what I read. Yeah, and there was that weird overlap, wasn't there, where people who had the BMXs would all meet up, and the kids whose dads left home inherited their brother's striker, and they were so heavy. You know, you'd be on your nice little thin BMX. We used to jump about. I think, you know, you'd get quite a distance on a BMX, and the bloke would come down on his grifter. It had the gears. Remember the gear shifter on the right handlebar, and the seat was like a big black blob of bitumen. And you'll be like, hurry up, and it would just go boom. Look at Glass. Had a Falcon Pro. Still got it. Going to sell it on eBay. Might get a couple of hundred. Nice. I'll tell you the ones that weren't very good. Do you remember the Piranhas? They had those mag wheels that weighed a ton. The Chopper was a bad boy, but I don't think there was I don't think there were as many around as people. No one where I lived could afford a Chopper. You know, with that, it had a proper gear stick, didn't it? Problem being, of course, you slide off that seat, you're going in one direction, and I don't want a Chopper gear stick on my Chopper gear stick, if you know what I mean. Oi, does anyone remember there was a little word of warning on the seat of a Chopper, and it was really strangely worded, and it basically was saying, don't sit two people on this seat. Do you remember that? I'll tell you what I do remember, when people started, like one bike would have died or something, the front fork snapped or whatever, you know, things happen to those old bikes. So people started sort of putting bikes together out of other bits of other bikes, and you'd have like the postman's bike front wheel, you'd have a Tomahawk back wheel, which was half the size, King Cow horns. It was almost like a mini Mad Max in your street. All these sort of mutant zombie bikes. Right, let's have a look at a little bit of this. That Rally 14. I might have to get a screen grab of that and send it to my brother. Give him nightmares. Gotcha. Sweet. Right. Can you see Tarzan still? If someone can confirm. I don't remember Redline, to be honest with you. No, there was something on it, Weatherman. Let me see if I can find it. There was something on it, and it was something like not to be used for what's it called? Word beginning with P for having two people on your bike. Not passenger. Walmsley or Glass. I'm going to the ladies for this one. That something like that, yeah. But I'm sure it was. What's the word I'm looking for? All I can think of is pavilion, but it's something else. It sounds something like that. Oh, come on. Everyone's racking their brains. Pillion? Is it pillion? I'll pillion you in a minute, Glass. Let's see if I can find it. Warning on Rally Chopper bicycle. I can type faster than this. It's just my keyboard's in the dark, so I'm having to guess. Bicycle seat. This will be interesting if I've remembered this completely wrong. And I have remembered it completely wrong. It says this bicycle is not constructed to carry passengers. Yeah, why did it have a seat long enough for me and Karen Downing to get our genitals rather close together? I've even got a picture of it. There you go, Packer. You absolutely nailed it. Here, I'll get a screen grab and show you. Oh, they're trying to sell me a photo of it. Yeah, I really want that. What? I've got to license a picture of a rally chopper seat. Yeah, I think not. Won't even let me make it bigger. There's photos of. Oh my God! They're selling the strap on eBay. It's not even eBay. Oh yes, it is. Look at this. Can you see that? So there you go. Let me know if you can see that, because I don't know if the overlapping works. You had it almost nailed, Packer. Wormsley says, ask again. Next comment, Pillion. Look at that. Look, this bicycle is not constructed to carry passengers. Yeah, but the seat was blatantly designed to carry passengers. It was constructed, no less, to carry passengers. Thank you, Packer, for letting me know you can see it. How weird is that? What are they selling? Just that strap? Well, I suppose if you're, trying to... There was a load of media boys riding choppers around Dalston a few years back, so I suppose, proper Nathan Barley types. If you've never seen Nathan Barley, one of the most underrated series on British telly ever, well, that was peculiar. Anyway, let's get on with some free soloing. I told my missus I was going to call her. I said, I'm only going to do about an hour.
Shoes, not that it's an excuse.
Right. This is where it all went a bit wrong for me, and I just recorded loads of... Listen, this could be embarrassing.
Very,
right,
very.
Here we go. Listen to what Alex Hornell says to him.
Yeah.
Let me know you can hear it.
Yeah.
One move at a time. Like there aren't any moves where you have to jump sideways to something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Could you hear that? There you go, Glass. I knew you'd know it. You know what, Eleanor? I use this SMS marketing company, and when people sign up for SMS marketing, part of the software, it removes known litigious accounts. And there are people who just sign up for endless SMS marketing because it's so tight what you can and can't do with SMS marketing. There are certain times of day you can't send messages because they don't want people being advertised to on their phones at 7 o'clock in the morning, for instance. And then when you get it and you don't really know how to use the software, you might send one out to America, which has got different time zones, and then they just sue you. And I thought, wow, that's weird. I've had that bit of software up and running now for about 6 months, and there's over 300 people in the known litigators bin. Good gosh. And the company I nearly went with, which were a lot cheaper, they didn't have that feature. I'm so glad I went with them. I'd be up to my neck in litigation. Right, here we go. Could you hear that? Nice one, Packer. So check out what he says here. Again, it's just an almost throwaway comment. Here we go. And Eleanor, I know you were. I knew you were when you said ask the question again, and then you said Pillion. I knew that's what happened. Here we go.
It's all very stable.
I hope not.
Yeah. Well, it's just it's not gym climbing,
Yeah.
this is all very stable.
Yeah,
3 points of contact, you move one. If you do, it'll red rock. I think this is about it. It's
I just don't want to die, That's
no, of course not crack climbing. There's nothing rock. I think this is one that.
Excuse my editing. This is where I messed it up earlier. But did you hear him say, I just don't want to die?
This is your day, though. But
yeah, I don't think so either. But even if there's a 5%.
Yeah, try going up to basically where I was and then climb back down slowly and gently. This is free solo camp.
Yeah.
I think with the big soft shoes, it actually feel nice, just like pasting it against, things like that, like kind of volumes. Yeah, you're doing
This
great. You
will
already
jump
feel
around a
comfortable smearing on
bit
things, so it's
because it's someone
that's kind of the
else's
most important
content.
thing.
And I just wanted to
Norway's
sort of
best
show
climbers,
you.
free soloing.
So that's Alex Horn. That's
Oh
Magnus.
shit, no hands.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
of the
damn.
world's most
Damn,
famous
he's going no
climbers.
hands.
That's the hard
Alex
hold when you're
Hornwall,
standing like this.
who is the world's most famous free soloer. I mean, check it
Yeah,
out.
people are gonna be
Look how
like,
high
Just
they
people
are
saying it's
already,
stupid.
look.
yeah, of course. I think more people say this is stupid in Europe than I don't know actually. In general, free soloing is sort of a
Look.
weirdly polarizing thing where
Stop
other
it.
people say it's stupid.
Yeah, that's not me doing that now. That was when I was editing it because I was trying to find bits. of it.
But the thing is, it is really fun sometimes. Same thing, like raise the feet and kind of like big moves on good
Look
holds.
how high they are.
Really nice. Nice gentle movements. Okay,
I try to keep like 3
Is that for you? Anyone in the chat fancy a bit of free soloing? And trust me, these people go up 4,000 feet climbs. It's like no joke.
points on at
Yeah,
all times.
exactly. You want to stay stable and balanced with like 3 points on.
I'm also a little bit
So
worried.
right now I've got no points on. Look, I took my other hand
I
off,
know,
so we're just
dude.
like hanging
I'm
out.
actually a little bit worried about you. 'cause-
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to turn
Yeah.
off the camera here and keep climbing.
Look, nothing.
We're
No
about
roads,
to get into the
nothing.
really, really good black rock.
If a bit of that pulls
It's
off,
not that I need longer arms,
you're
a
gone.
wider lens. I don't really know, but it's just not that easy to film free soloing by yourself.
I thought the crack part was a little bit scary, to be honest.
Yeah, cool. But
Yeah,
you
cool.
did great, and
Yeah.
and you know, honestly, I didn't remember that was on the route at all.
Yeah.
But do you need to pop your shoes off at all? How do your feet
Yeah,
feel?
I think.
Yeah, so let's pop them off right here. Is a perfect place.
So I just tried. I mean, I just tried to get some shots so you can
Perfect.
see how
My
high
shadow holding
off
the camera,
ground they are.
looking at Magnus.
That's got to be 500 feet.
That part down there was a little bit intense for me, to be honest.
Oh yeah, interesting.
And you
That's
know,
funny. I really
Magnus
thought this
doesn't
part would be
play
like
ball.
way more relaxed
If a
for
bit
you
of that
because
rock
It was just so slippery. I didn't know where to
it might
go, and I
rain
was
the
like
day
kind of in a
before,
bad
and it
position.
might just go,
Totally.
No, I'm just gonna break.
Yeah, it's important not to let that stuff get away from you. You know, like if you get into a position you don't like, it's easier
Pack has
than let
gone
that
for the
like
free
spiral out of
nose.
control. It's like, oh, now I'm really scared. Or you can be like, you know what? I'm going to move back 2 moves. I'm going to find a different position.
I
I'm
do
going to go a
respect
different
them,
way.
though. I respect the
You know, like
just
try to keep it under control.
dedication to the art.
Magnus is relaxed. Yeah, pop your shoes.
It really helps having
Look
you
how much
above me,
he's
though.
holding on. Look.
Because then you
Like,
know it goes.
I know
yeah.
it goes, and
Yeah.
just like talking to me, it really helps.
Yeah,
I
totally.
didn't think it would help. I thought it maybe just distract me more.
No,
Alex Hornall quit free climbing, free soloing.
I'm just a
think
little bit stuck
If I
right here.
remember, for about a year, because he said, you know, when do you stop? You're getting older. You're not necessarily getting stronger. You get a bit more complacent.
Take your time. You'll be able to find like
You've got a missus and a kid. And I think he started again. But people do die doing it. I mean, people die rock
I think anytime you feel like you get stuck in a spot, just never
Look
force
how
it.
steep
You know, like
it
always
is.
just be patient and like figure it out. Because I think it's easy to get a little panicky and be like, oh God, and then
What are
like
you telling
do some
me?
crazy move, but you just don't want to commit to something
Charlie,
that you
my
don't want to do.
vertigo's tingling too. And there you go. And that is the end of the clippage. People, that's been 1 hour and 52 seconds. We've got 7 people here. Someone else has just turned up. Sorry we didn't get the numbers again, people. Like I said, I'll do 6 months of this. I need you, specifically the lockpickers. I mean, lovely to see Glass and Packer, but specifically the lockpickers to tell other lockpickers, tell other members in other people's comments. You know, we could have a real laugh here, and we could do the swaps. You know, hello Marsh, another scrub. You all right, mate? It's literally just finishing. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I was up at 7 this morning. Well, that's what I hope so, Eleanor. I mean, it's weird. There's 42 members. I don't know. It might be a timing question, but then I've done a Sunday lunchtime, and we didn't get so many. But yeah, I hope you had a laugh. I've enjoyed it. Nice couple of hours. Let's get a bit of music, and we can play out with a bit of tunage, and you can put some comments on the screen. It is strange doing this one not with a camera and not my usual spiel. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks to the scrubs who come over. They're the people from the other channel. Thank you, Glass. Thank you, Packer. Thank you, Marsh, for making the effort to get you did in the end. Lovely. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you, Weatherman. Thank you. Where's he gone? Nick's Picks. He might not still be here. Thank you, Black Dolphin. And we've got 8 now. Someone else has just turned up. They're all coming in the last seconds. Oh, I'll put a typo in. Here we go. I'll tell you what I'll play you. I'll do we'll do one of the old classics. I wonder if I can still log into this. I'll reject all of your cookies. Okay, people, I'm going to play you a song. It's called Anesthetic. Enjoy your weekends, people. Bless you. If you can get the word out, try and encourage people to sign up. It's £2. That's the lowest that YouTube would let me charge. I've done 3 last month and 2 this month. And so, although I said I'll do 1 a month, and I'll tell you what, if the numbers go up and up and up, I'll do 1 a week if, need be. I just think that swap meet would be amazing. But anyway, I'll stop going on about that. I'll play some music. I'll put your comments on the screen. Look after yourselves, people. Thanks for popping in. There will be another one soon, maybe a week or 2 weeks. Take care, everyone. Dave as well from the Waffle House. He was here. Take care. And here's a bit of tunage. Ta-ta.
Send me for elastic, I'm fantastic. I got geometry, it's pretty drastic. Coochie coochie tiger, where can I hide ya? Your roar's too loud, mate. They're gonna find ya. Anesthetic again. Yeah, you're looking pretty rough, son. Your life's coming undone. Everywhere you go, you seem to know someone. I want to change my life, mum. I don't know what's going on. I pick up all the pieces, fall, and then I drop them. And anesthetic
Well, Jack.
again. And I am here now and then. 'Cause absence is everything. Yeah, and aesthetic. Yeah. Again. This is the next line. I wrote it when I felt fine. Now it's pointless. That's the effect of time. How did I get it there? Whisper it in my ear. I don't know myself. At least I ain't got my health. And anesthetic again.
Good call, Weatherman.
And I am here now and then. 'Cause absence is everything. And aesthetic, yeah. Again.
Oh, it was awesome. Yep, I will repeat what the Weatherman said. Have a legitimately legendary weekend, everyone. You're good people. God bless, peace and respect. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all soon. Take care, and
dear.